Hello, guys. Welcome to the RIMM Podcast show. Please, as always, start the show. Happy New Year, and make sure you follow, comment, share, invite others. And today we got a great guest. I will leave him to introduce himself, but I will start as one of the youngest elected mayors in the country and a rising leader representing a new generation in the public services. The first elected as just 18 years old, but started his campaigning at 17. He made a history and earned the trust of his community. Really hard-working man, businessman, as well as a mayor. Now, as he prepares for his re-election in 2026, he continues to focus on strengthening the Edgewater City and supporting local businesses and shaping the future of Edgewater. With any further ado, we'd love to welcome our guests, and please say who you are and why you became one of the youngest mayor in the country.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. My name is Mayor Diezel Depew, and I'm from the city of Edgewater, just south of Daytona Beach and south of New Smyrna Beach. I ran for mayor when I was 17 years old. I won at 18 years old, becoming one of the youngest elected officials in all of the country and making history in the state of Florida. When I was 12 years old, I created a lawn and landscaping business in the community. It then strived to have over 150 accounts at the age of 16. I kept that lawn business until I was elected mayor, but that business gave me the opportunity to be involved in the community. Also at the age of 12 years old, I went to my very first city council meeting. Fell in love with the process. My mom won the Christmas parade. She probably wishes she never won that. But I kept coming back. I watched every televised council meeting for 2008 to the current year back then and started going to every council meeting I possibly could. So I was always involved in my community. At the age of 17, I realized that the community needed change. We had flooding issues, overdevelopment issues. We had the highest utility bill in the state. We had a lot of issues that nobody was even working or talking about tackling. We had a city manager that was pretty much just a sitting duck. So we had a lot of issues in our community. So I filed to run for mayor when I was 17, and I became elected and sworn in at the age of 18. I'm currently running for re-election. I've done a lot of great things in the city of Edgewater in the past 4 years. I brought back $1 million for infrastructure from our state. First time we ever received state funding in the city of Edgewater. I'm working towards getting our stormwater master plan funded. We got back our stormwater master plan this year, working on getting state and federal funding for that again, fighting for overdevelopment always, and I'll always vote against a utility bill increase. So have a lot going on in the city of Edgewater. We also need to make sure that we're growing in a positive manner and that we have a strong vision to move forward in the city of Edgewater. I'm still a current small business owner. My parents have been a small business owner in the city of Edgewater for 30 plus years, so always supporting small businesses in the city. That's what it's all about.
Mayor, what else I can say? Congratulations. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was such an excellent speech, well-spoken, Mayor. It's not just talking points, it's actually actions.
Absolutely.
I have been following you for a while. And if you say you're going to do something, you do it.
I try to.
And I have interviewed many political figures.
Sure.
And, some of them just want to get elected.
Sure.
While other ones get elected and get a job done.
Of course.
So I have one great questions, but I will leave that questions to the end.
Okay.
Will be surprise question.
right.
So please, audience, stick
Sure.
with us, and we'll release something powerful information from the mayor. Mayor, you got elected at age 18, running campaigning at 17. You never miss a single beat of the councilor meeting. If you can share with the new generation, what's inspiring about you? You are a new generation.
Well, there's tons of ways to get involved. I have a lot of people that are my age and a little bit younger that come up to me that say, I want to get involved and run. It's not that easy. You need to be involved in the community, involved in the Rotary clubs, the Kiwanis Club. I was really involved in my local Republican club. There's a lot of ways to get involved, but the advice I give to my generation of how to get involved is don't be afraid, don't be scared to. Just get involved somehow and go to these local organizations. They'll welcome you with open arms.
So no fear.
No fear. Don't
Fear,
have any
I believe
fear.
fear and self-doubt is one of the worst thing against
Absolutely.
ourselves. So,
Most certainly.
so Why do you believe that make Edgewater different from other Florida cities?
Well, look, we're a coastal community. We're right on the Indian River Lagoon, and Edgewater is actually stated to be the largest municipality in Volusia County
Really?
in the next 10 years, population-wise. So we're growing at the seams, and we have an opportunity to make sure our community is something strong, or half of the community is stuck in the 70s, and the other half is basically a new community. So how we develop and redevelop our community is what is going to make it a different place from everywhere else. But what makes it such a beautiful place is we're right on the beautiful Indian River Lagoon.
And of course, close to the beach coast
Absolutely, absolutely.
as well. There is a lot of people that drive each and every day through the Edgewater City.
Sure,
Either you go
sure.
to go to Orange City, you go to New Smyrna, you go to Daytona, you bypass. You just see the Edgewater City. But we have to discover and explore what the Edgewater City is.
Sure.
So what is the one thing about Edgewater people outside the city often misunderstand?
Well, the people don't misunderstand Edgewater as kind of a community that's just a bedroom community. We have a lot of small businesses in the community that really are unique. From Wildflower Market in our industrial center that has neighborhood markets twice a month, almost like a farmer's market, have you. And we have several small businesses amongst US 1. We have a lot of bar locations. A Tipsy Unicorn is a great place to stop. We have a lot of unique spots in the community where people could really enjoy to stay and spend the day in. And people need to also understand that we're moving forward in a positive manner to preserve our lagoon, but we have a lot of open front on that lagoon for people to stop by in the city of Edgewater and enjoy their day.
Oh yeah, as you said. So
Yeah,
can you tell us, because re-election is important,
sure,
results
Sure.
are important, records are important.
most
So
certainly.
can you tell us what projects or accomplishments are you most proud so far as a mayor of the Edgewater City?
Well, I'm proud to sit here and say that every campaign promise that I have promised in my first run has either been accomplished or the initiative has been created to get that promise figured out and get that problem solved in the community. I don't think any other mayor in the city of Edgewater can say that. I have a lot of things I'm most proud of, but the most proud thing that I am proud of, as far as that I think I could take full credit for, is getting us that $1 million coming back into our community. We never received state funding before. Chase Tremont helped me tremendously in that effort. I wrote the state appropriation myself.
Oh, wow.
So I was there at least 25 times throughout session to advocate for us. It was $1 million to clean up our canal embankments.
okay.
We have canal embankments that are totally falling apart in the city of Edgewater, collapsing, creating washouts all through the community. We're a coastal community, so all of our wastewater pretty much goes back into the lagoon at one point or another, which we're working on reaverting that. But right now, that's how it happens. So the water couldn't flow properly. There's been a lot of accomplishments, but that's the one I'm most proud of.
So when
And working towards flooding
when a
solutions.
hurricane comes, there's a lot of flooding because due to
There's a
that
lot of
risk?
flooding during Hurricane Ian. We had 950 homes flood.
Wow.
This last one around 200
Wow.
structures. So
That's
we're
sad.
working towards those issues getting solved, and getting our stormwater master plan funded will be the biggest solution. We haven't had a stormwater master plan before this since 2014.
Wow.
We've grown tremendously, so we're working towards that issue.
Oh. I know you are a mayor. I know you are a small business owner
Sure.
yourself.
Sure.
You have a small dealership selling the
Yes,
cars.
yes, sir.
So how important is a small business to the future of Edgewater compared to the retail businesses, huge corporations that are coming over there and knocking out everybody else? So yes, we can argue corporations are great, big investor is great, but then he's going to destroy a lot of business because to be checks and balances. How do you keep in checks and balances having the
Sure,
retail and the corporation one side and having also siding up with the small businesses as well?
Well, that's a great question. And in the city of Edgewater, we're known for our small business charm. So we have US 1 corridor, which is a huge retail corridor amongst a really high populated area and a high traffic area every day. So I think that area is going to be the future for small businesses all throughout the city of Edgewater as we continue to grow out west. I think we're still going to have that small town charm right there with small businesses. We also have a vision plan in session in the city of Edgewater to have a potential downtown. We haven't really continued that conversation forward. So I think having a strong vision plan for the whole entire city of Edgewater, not just one area, is very important. And I think that US 1 will always have a small town charm and small businesses charm all through that area. So how we reshape that for small businesses to thrive is a very important question.
And if
moving
I'm
forward.
mistaken, USA 1 road is one of the longest road in the USA, right?
US 1 actually was the oldest
Oldest highway, and goes stretch all the way down.
It does. It all
It
across
goes-
the state country, pretty much.
pretty much
yes.
the country. So
It was the original highway. So yes, sir.
the next question: you planning to become a mayor again in 4 years?
Yes, sir.
So your first term was 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Some of them are 2, but your Edgewater is 4 years. So now, if you get reelected again, what is your vision for Edgewater economic growth over the next 5 to 10 years? Pretty much, it's going to put you in a loop of being a mayor of 8 years.
Well, look, economic growth and development is going to be the most important question in the city of Edgewater. We really have, unfortunately gone through a lot of overdevelopment issues in our community right now. We had a building moratorium for a short amount of time until SB 180 knocked that out. So we're really wanting to pump the brakes. We're really wanting to go ahead and have a strong vision plan put in place before we continue to just develop without a strong plan. But like I stated, we have the largest development in all the state of Florida coming into our community. It's called Deering Park. It's really going to reshape our community, and how we redevelop our community right now and how we develop certain areas is really going to shape our future of Edgewater for forever. We're going to have over 12,000 new homes in the next 10 years.
Gosh.
So how we navigate and grow through that is going to be very important, and I hope I'm mayor because I have a strong vision and a strong communication with our residents, and I know their needs and wants.
Okay, so as elected officials, I got a question.
Sure.
Because when builders come to the place, I see a lot of times they are leaving vacant buildings and houses, and instead of reinvesting in them, for them, I know because of cost of doing businesses cost less to go on a new.
Yeah.
How do you overcome that, or do you pushing more? Go to the left buildings that are close to the USA 1.
Right.
They are right there on territory. Instead, building something else, there's no need for it.
Right. Well, luckily we don't have that issue in our community. We're very blessed with that. We only have probably maybe 2 or 3 vacant buildings, and they are slated for redevelopment, and they are in our CRA district. So former management did look into that when they were doing our vision session to begin with in 2008. But redevelopment, not development, is going to be very important in our community and how we navigate through development as a whole. But most certainly redevelopment over any kind of development. Anytime you add more concrete, there's going to be more issues.
And keep the historical
Exactly.
originality of the buildings. Yeah, so we know where we're coming from.
Yes, sir, exactly.
So the next question, you said you are a big proponent on the business owners and small businesses. What would you say to entrepreneurs who are willing to invest in the Edgewater, considering opening or relocating the business from other cities to Edgewater?
Well,
as a mayor.
Of course. Well, we'd love to have any small business in our community. We have a lot of opportunities. We have our CRA district where if a new development wants to move in, they could redo their building, get city funding for that. There's a lot of opportunities. I changed the feather flag laws along with commissioners to help small businesses.
Can you touch on that a little bit?
Sure. There are feather flags that can stand out in front of businesses. They were banned in our community for a certain amount of time. So we changed that law along with our banner law to let businesses advertise a little bit less stricter in our community. So businesses can now advertise. We made our community small business friendly. I think we started a small business task force. It was my suggestion that we did that. So really, we are a small business friendly community. We want to work with our small businesses, want to make sure that it's a viable option for everyone in the community, along with any kind of residents.
Great. So as a mayor, like I said, we are re-electing today. We are in February.
Sure.
You said you might have primaries, you might not, but you might go straight to the general. What is your top priority when it comes down to the quality of life to Edgewater families and people that support you to become elected mayor?
Sure. So I have communication with elected officials all throughout the country.
Okay.
I have a lot of political knowledge. I made becoming the mayor and being the mayor my whole entire life, and my top priority for the last 4 years. I treat it as a full-time job, and I still treat it as a full-time job, especially if I'm reelected. The top priority in our community is navigating our growth. We are growing no matter what. We need to fight overdevelopment, make sure that the development is a good quality for our community. And my second priority, and really my first priority as well, they go hand in hand together, is we unfortunately flood. We need to get our stormwater master plan fully funded through the federal government and state government, and it should not be a burden on our taxpayer because overdevelopment caused that. So moving forward, those two things are my top priority: getting our stormwater master plan funded, along with fighting overdevelopment and how we develop and redevelop in our community, and fighting against any utility bill increases.
As a mayor right now sitting as a desk, and you know we are right there approaching to the hurricane season.
Sure.
Can you safely say the Edgewater is much in better shape compared to before?
Oh, absolutely. We have bought 2 commercial trash pumps. That was the very first thing our city manager did. We have strong management now in the city manager office. The communications drastically improved. We have 2 vac trucks to come in and vacuum any kind of water intrusion that may go into a home or business. And we have already seen a world of a difference when we have a large rainstorm in the community. We didn't have any homes flood during our last rainstorm, which we probably would have if the city manager wasn't strong with those initiatives, getting the pumps out, the vac trucks out. So most certainly we're in a stronger place in the city of Edgewater than we ever have been before.
Very nice. So, as I said again, elections are coming, re-elections are coming.
Sure.
So what can residents do to more involved in shaping the future of the city, especially you as a mayor? Because you get involved with a lot of communities.
Sure.
What they can particularly do, and I know you are available to them, you even give them your cell phone number for them to call you. Not many mayors do that, so applaud to that. What they can do more to get involved with you more?
To get involved with me more, well, I'm always out in the community. Just stop and talk to me. Would love to have the conversation. Would love to get the individual involved. Come to our commission meeting the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. Know what's going on in your community. But like you stated, feel free to give me a call anytime if you have any kind of questions and you want to get involved in the community. We love community involvement.
Okay. And do you think the local governments is more important today than people realize?
Oh, absolutely.
And why is that?
Utility bills,
Okay.
property taxes, millage rates. Do you have a pothole on your street? The local government is in your life every single day and you don't even realize it. If you live on a city street, you're involved in city municipal government and you don't even realize it. Absolutely. City
So
government
you think
is
the
most
media
important.
should reverse, focus more on local government and
I definitely do.
to
but-
get things accomplished?
I definitely do, but now we're seeing a lot of state controlment coming in. You know, we're seeing our home rule strip, so I wish that was covered more as well in the media. But local government, I think, is the most important government. You're going to call me before you call your congressman with a local issue.
Yeah. I love the way this constitution is set up.
Absolutely.
So this is the personal question. How do you
Sure.
personally handle political pressure and criticism from your opponents?
Well, really, my opponents don't even live in the community.
Okay.
They're just obsessed with me for absolutely no reason. I don't
But
know why.
what
There was an individual, too, that's obsessed with me that lost so big on her race, it's not even funny. She needs to just move on in life. But I don't let it bother me at all. You know, the residents really, I think that they feel confident in me because they call me, they state, oh, I see you in the community. I didn't like you at first, but I really see the change you've done in the community. So I'm feeling much confidence in earning their trust and still having their trust. But as far as I don't let it.
Because the
bother
reason
me.
I'm asking question, you're such a young guy.
Sure, of course.
And many people in your age
Sure.
could not take the criticism. They will take that as a negativity
Sure.
rather than positivity.
Sure. Oh, it doesn't bother me at all
Okay, so-
anymore.
so-
Going through what I've gone through, they don't have anything better to do in their life, and
Yeah.
they're not even involved in the community. They just really
want to gossip.
Want to put something out there, like you said,
Especially
gaslight.
something on the media.
Exactly.
This is the biggest question, not just
Sure.
in the community, not
Sure.
just in politics, but in the business, in the family, raising the family. What separates a good leader from a bad one?
I think being out in the community, if you don't see your leader, your local leader, your congressman, your state representative, there's an issue with that. And if you can't get in contact with them, or that's an issue. And when you call your local mayor office, your local state representative office, and you get a telemarketer, or you get a secretary instead of talking to your representative, that's an issue. And not having access of office hours and things of that degree. I think being out in the community, and when a natural disaster strikes and a leader's not there, that's a huge issue.
And as the Constitution said, we the people, we elected officials, and their job is to serve the people.
Of course.
And unfortunately, many of them don't.
I'm with you.
Many of them keep the promises, but they never deliver the promises.
Exactly.
And I know you are mayor.
Sure.
I have a question that I cannot ask you yet, but I'm so stirring to ask you.
All right.
But what legacy would you love to leave as a mayor for the Edgewater, for the future generation?
What a great question. The legacy I want to leave is that I was always present. I was always there when natural disaster struck, and I did my very best to shape the future of Edgewater, of how we develop in the future, fighting over development, and then I was able to bring back state and federal funding for the first time in our community's history, and leave the legacy that I always fought for my residents.
Nice, very nice. So now question, everybody loves this question, but not many people can get into it. Either you are in your political sphere or private sphere, financial.
Sure.
If you had unlimited resources for one project in Edgewater, what that would be?
Our stormwater master plan. You heard me talk about it over
How
and over
much that
again.
will cost you when I say unlimited?
Sure. About $500 million
$500
total.
million.
So
Wow.
we're working towards that. That's a
Wow.
huge
That's
project.
a big goal, man. It's a huge project.
Yes,
so
it certainly is.
we hopefully people from the government, especially federal, listen to us and say, listen,
I hope so.
at least we can help you out with something.
Exactly. Let's hope so.
I know you are getting reelected. I keep telling you,
I hope so.
reelected as a mayor. And
Yes.
my job is to interview you, ask you questions,
Sure.
deliver the positive vibe and messages to all of the cities of Edgewaters. But not just cities of Edgewaters, everybody surrounded the area.
Of course.
Because you have many people that live in the maybe Ormond Beach or the surrounding areas, but their mother and father lives in Edgewater, vice versa. Doesn't matter.
Of course.
Somebody just come there to eat for a meal. What message would you like to leave for the peoples of Edgewater before you wrapping up this podcast today?
I always hear their comments, questions, and concerns. I'm always present. Like you stated earlier in this podcast, my phone number is always out there. Give me a call with any comments, questions, concerns that they may have. I'm always fighting for them. I'm always talking with our representatives, state, federal, local, always learning from surrounding municipal mayors, working on, having projects that would benefit all the region, not just our community. I'm working on getting our stormwater master plan funded, and I work 24/7 for the people.
Okay, so now, as I said at the beginning, that was the first question I wanted to ask, but I want to leave at the last. So, I know you are mayor. You're going to get reelected. You are a young guy with the future, encouragement, excitement. You have like the virtue in you that move you forward.
Thank you.
You are a well-spoken guy. I interview many people who's been in political arena for years, and they get nervous when I interview them. You are such a positive vibe, motivated. I wish you best of the best, and like I said, this is just beginning. But my last question.
Sure.
Once you leave the mayor, have you ever decided you want to run for a governor, which I believe you will be a greatest governor in our country if you continue bring the values, connect the people, having connections, and showing up younger generation. Don't just play the video games.
Most certainly.
When you hit 18, you still live with mother and father, which is nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
However, having the vision and mission, have you ever thought about after this, you said now is the time, what is your next step after the mayor?
I would love to continue to represent the residents of the city of Edgewater on another political level.
Okay.
I can only do 2 terms, so I am turned out, whether that be county council or maybe state house representative, because both of our representatives for those 2 seats are termed out. I really want to continue to work for the residents of the city of Edgewater and surrounding areas, bringing funding back to them. That's what really brings me joy, and I would one day, hopefully,
To
want to
accomplish
run for
that. So
governor and keep going politically.
my
but
last
we'll
question
see.
again, look it up in the camera, and all of the
Sure.
people in Edgewater cities and people surrounding areas who are helping you out, raising campaignings,
Mm-hmm.
leave the phone number, how they can donate, how they can reach you.
Sure.
You know, it's your time.
Well, thank you so much for allowing me to be here today,
problem.
expressing some things I've done in the community. We have a strong fight ahead of us. You know, a lot of developers are coming after me, attacking me. We've paused overdevelopment in our community for a short period of time. I'm working towards getting our stormwater master plan funded. Our last one was from 2014. Before I came on council, we said we're going to fund a new plan. We need to really focus on how we develop and redevelop in the city of Edgewater. It's going to shape our future, especially with those 12,000 homes coming that have already been permitted. We have a lot of tackles, a lot of things that we need to tackle in the city of Edgewater, and I'm working towards them every single day. I hope to earn your vote. My phone number is 386-843-2639. Feel free to contact me at any time. And just remember, Edgewater runs on diesel.
It does. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, my
Mayor, we
friend.
appreciate
Appreciate it.
you.
All
We wish
right.
you all of the luck.
Thank
As
you.
I said again, my job is to bring the elected officials, share with you the information, I believe powerful information, and focus on specific cities at a time, one thing at a time. And please, as I always said, please invite others, share and care. That's the only way we can together having a better and stronger community. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. I'm your host, Iggy, and this is our mayor of Edgewater City, episode 68. We wish you the best, and Mayor, good luck on your campaigning, and good luck for your re-election.
You got it. Thanks
Thank you
for
again.
having me.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it.
Thank you.